Alright, welcome everyone to session 8 of Dorms and Deans. Last we left off, the players were in the reflection of the prime material plane, specifically the reflection of the school where they're employed in the Feywild. The wacky clown fiesta, overgrown version of the prime material realm. Here you found what appear to be peaceful ruins surrounded by empty hills, which turned out to be none of those things, as things are not as they seem here in the Feywild. You had the ruins were actually inhabited by an archfey known as Hastu, who has elected to invite you into his home. You found 5 jokeful satyrs who are vying to make Hastu laugh as many times as possible, for reasons still unclear to you, and a half-orc spellcaster who was trying to teach them about the cosmology of the arrangement of the planes and the cosmology of the world of Dungeons and Dragons. You are now here for 30 days. During this long stretch of time, you're supposed to watch over the students, ensure your safety and theirs, all the while they're going to be learning important things, and all the while you have to do your best to follow the rules of this place. Does anybody need a refresher on what those rules are?
There was no murder. Don't. You can only fall asleep between 12 a.m. and 8 a.m.
Yes.
Don't take anything that's not offered to you, I think.
Those are the rules of so like in the Feywild in general. There are 3 rules, which are don't enter mushroom circles. Don't everything that's inside of there belongs to the Archfey. Don't give your name to someone. You can tell them your name, but if they ask you to give them your name, you're not to do so. And last of all, don't take anything that isn't explicitly given. In the House of Hastu, the rules are no portal magic is allowed without direct permission. No murder, and no murders either.
No murder, all murders, plural.
Yeah. Dreams are like an allergic substance for Hastu. You may only sleep when he is out of the house from midnight to 8 a.m. Okay?
Wait, that means we can also explore some areas if he's not in there.
You may not go to the underground levels.
I never said on the ground. I said explore the areas.
Yeah, for sure. The hills around this place are surrounded by an army that has a powerful illusion on it, which makes it seem from outside of the camp like they are not here.
Since it's a reflection, does that mean that the room will appear in that side too? In the month?
You don't know. Not every it's a very imperfect reflection, right? It's a distorted mirror type of deal. Buildings that are present in the prime material plane are manifesting as, walls of vines that only appear and grow out of the soil to make those buildings when somebody is close to them. Similarly, uh, um, similarly, uh, uh, the like. Not all of the magical items that you had laying around in Candlekeep are
Well,
present
yeah.
here. Uh, there's
Okay.
different people, so you can't expect the reflection to be
Perfect.
100% accurate.
Yeah. Do I start playing?
You, huh?
Do I start playing the music?
Yes, please. All right. Uh, you'd arrived sort of at the start of the day, interacted with the satyrs, and started settling down. We're now in the afternoon. The satyrs are going around trying to entice students into pranks, basically at the outside of the perimeter of the camp, as the strict discipline installed by Professor Holst, Prost, is being maintained, and they are not allowed to do to enter the campsite for shenanigans. He's already directing the students that making more fortified, more defensible, a more defensible camp is advisable. And so instead of setting up camp in light of your new situation, he's having everybody dig holes in the ground for underground sleeping spaces.
Is that what we're doing right now? We're
That's what the
digging
students are doing right now. You are. This is more of a free time moment for your characters to, while you're keeping an eye out for anything suspicious, to do whatever you want.
Did we discuss at all how we're going to get out of the Feywild?
Well, that was a. That was the.
Yeah, we
that was the-
actually did, and it was your idea.
Yeah, to do the play.
Yes. Yes.
Did we talk about what we want to do with the play at all?
I don't think we got that far last time. Like, I think we just sort of like settled that that was going to be one of the things that we tried. And also that we have a whole month, so we
Well-
can potentially try different angles if one doesn't work.
So we're hoping that like by putting on like a play, the Archfey will feel entertained and therefore will be in his favor, and requesting a portal home would be welcome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I still think he's only allowing us to stay those number of days anyway. So
Well, the trip is 30 days.
Yeah, you're invited to stay for 30 days.
so I'm guessing that he will allow us to at least make a portal back home to get for us to get out of his land.
Well, Pros seemed really worried about not being like
Yeah,
that. The
Carlos is
Archfey
barely a
would-
professor that's even in class.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is like the Fae usually don't behave logically.
True.
Or so, yeah. Just because we're going to be invited for those 30 days does
That-
not mean
That could mean he could kick us out of the land and
and into the army, or that we will be unwelcome guests and subject to whatever that puts us in.
But
the
then
Feywild.
we can use the portal because we wouldn't be on the property.
No. Oh, well, yes, but then we're gonna be in the middle of that army.
And who knows what the army's gonna do? Maybe we'll be captured and
Yeah,
forced into slavery or something.
and I'm guessing that
I doubt they're that close to the They're close, but
They were literally at the gate.
They have 10 guards at the gate.
Oh, okay.
Even if the
Yeah.
the bulk, even if the tents and fortifications and like basic fortifications and stuff like this of the army are farther back.
Yeah, like
We're
our
gonna-
chances of having a space in between wherever, like if we're booted out in the Feywild, our chance of having a space in between wherever we're booted out at and like that army are pretty slim. Like
Okay.
it's not.
We will be interacting with them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
that's it.
So
Fun.
so that's why, and Hastu does seem to have a sense of humor, so this seems like at least the most obvious way to get in Hastu's good graces for the whole like permission clause in the rules.
Yeah.
Like
True.
I think
So,
it's a great idea.
unspoken agreements are notoriously hard to enforce in the Feywild, especially with Archfey. They don't explicitly agree to something. So you would probably want to either discuss getting a favor if you can make an interesting play beforehand, or cross your fingers that he'll grant a boon or something if your play is pleasing, right? But the first brings you more security than the second.
And it still could not be enough.
Yeah. I also want to also one thing I want us to do since we have time is I was interested in approaching the one female satyr, I believe, that
There's two of them.
yes, the one that they played a prank on, and that seemed kind of upset by it.
Yes. So Waters is the,
I couldn't remember all their names off the top of my head.
That's valid. So, quick reminder then. Waters. Oh, hold on. Was I?
Oh wait, I can.
Oh no, it was Kite.
Yeah, you were
Kite-
saying Waters, and my brain was going, that doesn't sound
Yeah.
right.
So, Waters is more interested in pranks that are very disgusting. Kite has some powers of illusion and does some Looney Tunes types tunnels and hydros with paints and stuff like this. Horse has a disguise that lets him pretend to be Hastu. Noon is more into very time-consuming pranks, and Light does word play with names. I should have figured out more word plays before for the different characters before I came here, but that's okay. All right.
My jokes.
Cool. So your off-time activity is going to be to approach Kite, as the other four satyrs are like excitedly goading the students into like interacting with them. You see that she is still looking over her shoulder, even now. What would you like to do?
Well, I'm going to, approach her, ask her how she's doing, and if she's receptive, ask her you know, how like the last prank they played on her like made her feel.
Oh, it's all in good fun. You know, uh, uh, a good prank does have an element of genuine emotion from a genuine reaction from their uh, um, uh, does have an element of genuine reaction from the I don't want to say victim of the prank, but the
Target.
Target, yes. So I'm at the very least happy that I was able to get horse a point.
That seems a bit evasive.
I am very spry on my legs and prone to dodging attacks.
I mean, it seems like you're trying to avoid actually answering the question.
Uh, what? Well, I think I know what sort of answers you seek, even if you haven't actually asked those questions. I can tell you what it is that my friends and I are doing, but what will you give me in return?
I actually am not interested at this moment in what they're doing. I asked because it seems like what they did to you might have upset you.
There was definitely a moment where I thought I broke one of the big rules, and you don't want to be doing that around here.
Oh, of course. But I also noticed that since then you're not engaging in the same sorts of like jokes and play that the rest are. So I was just kind of wondering about that.
Nobody goes through a near-death experience without and immediately shakes that sort of fear off easily. But I'll be fine. When the sun sets, my friends and I, we will put all of this behind us.
I wonder if there were more satyrs.
You're not here.
Yeah. So I said, that's sort of like, how they made you feel. That might be a good thing to keep in mind when you're considering what kinds of pranks would be a good idea to play on the students. Like, would you want to play a prank on them as guests that you wouldn't enjoy having played on you?
Yes, I heard your little the little rule that you discussed. Don't do anything that you wouldn't want to have done to you. I want to have pranks done successfully pulled on me, so that my friends can gain a few points.
Well, yes. I mean, I'm under no illusion that I can actually stop any of you from playing pranks.
Mm-hmm.
I just am charged with the well-being of the students.
Yes, I'll be careful what type of what type of pranks I play. I'll try very hard not to kill your friends. Familiars, summoned creatures, next time around.
That's probably a generally good idea. It was nice talking with you.
I forgot my phone.
I wonder what she meant by points.
Make a perception check.
Mm-hmm. a perception check.
Alright.
11.
You you turn around to you turn around to leave, and while you had your attention on Kite, you didn't notice, but somebody placed stuff on the ground behind you. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw to catch it on time.
A wisdom saving throw.
Yes. Because wisdom is what perception is based off of.
I actually have this on level ground. Not good. I got a 6.
Alright. You don't spot it until it's too late. Until you've already stepped in. Somebody has placed a couple of mushrooms behind you, uprooted and then placed back onto the ground in a circle. You step inside, just as you turn around, and what is your reaction?
Well, I'm definitely not going to try to touch anything I see in there. And I'm going to kind of cross my arms and look very frustrated and be like, okay, who did this?
You. It's okay, they're fake mushrooms, you're not actually in a fairy circle. And then like a few of the satyrs who'd basically like dropped on the ground to be hidden by the tall grass around you burst out laughing, and then like, the look on your face! You didn't actually look that scared, but there was a moment where you were like, oh, like I did one of the, like I stepped in a mushroom circle. But it's fake, so no laugh from Hastu arises.
Ooh, is that gonna be a thing?
Huh?
Is that gonna be a thing?
She did say points.
No laugh when Hasu rises.
Haley.
Yes.
Just want to let you know that Noon says it was me that did it, and as Noon says this, you see everything that's outside of the circle starts to accelerate. Things are moving extremely fast. The sun arcs into the sky and until it sets, and by the time you've managed to step out of the circle, the moon is rising and it is evening. So you sort of lost a few hours there where you weren't on watch, but when this happens, like as you're making your way outside of the circle and parts of your body start to touch the outside, you see the blurry form of one of the satyrs come very close to you, and you feel things on your face, but your brain is still on the slow time, and so those sensations happen too quickly for you to register more than just the something is happening, and as quick as it begins, the satyr is gone. When you return to the camp and the fire has been lit, you will have so many lewd charcoal drawing on your face.
I mean, I was going to ask if I had something reflective to like pull off because
yeah, you're
to be like, okay, what did they do?
By the light of the Feywild moon, you are not able to. You need to like consume one. You need to light up one of your torches if you want to be able to see it before you head back to camp. But yeah, you can wipe them off before you head back into camp.
I'll
What is Rot doing during this free time?
No idea.
Okay. Some of
Well, I think we were going to. Oh yeah. Is only sleep at night
Yeah.
between midnight and 8 a.m.
You spot two of the students. A fat elf in long green flowing robes, and a thin human with purple hair and traditional wizard's clothing are discussing like, I'm so glad we left on time, like what do you think he was angry about? And the other one is like, I have no idea, maybe it's tax season for the dragons, and they're trying to figure out why the earthquake and happened, and the roars of anger from the lair of Mr. Crisp earlier that day, just before they left.
You don't want to know.
Well, I definitely don't want to tell them about it. I guess I'm going to go talk to Prost.
Okay. Alright. You find Prost making a list on a chalkboard that was brought along with the rest of the things, and he is scratching his head, but the list is extremely short. You recognize it as a couple of spells. It's very short. It's just 5 spells.
That's so many spells you can actually use.
Well, I'll walk up to him and ask him what's up with the spells.
It's the spells I know that don't rely on portals.
Oh, okay. So you only have a few options here, huh?
Yes.
Are any of them defensive spells?
You see, it's got Eldritch Blast, Mage Hand, Dominate Beast, Shield, which is gonna be his one defensive spell, and let's see, it's the Fear spell called Fear. It just says Fear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
Wow, he's useless.
No, he's not useless.
In a fight?
I feel like Dominate Beast is a very dependable, reliable spell if we have
But-
some beasts around.
I don't think it works on fey creatures.
It does not. You need Dominate Monster for fake creatures.
Oh.
There are some natural beasts that are native to the Feywild that don't count as Fey per se.
Yes. Right. And fear could be interesting.
What do you want?
What do I want? I wanted to talk to you about what our goal is here in the Feywild. Why did we bring the students here, and what are we hoping to accomplish for them?
Learning experience, gathering ingredients, learning about spells, getting experience being in unusual situations that they may adapt for their future adventuring days.
Okay, so should we be organizing like foraging adventures? Should we be going on like bird watching adventures? Like, what should we be doing with the students? How are they going to gain this experience?
Well, right now, setting up a camp and I have them setting up a camp and protecting it. They already know the basics of a short-term camp. They're gonna learn how much shoveling goes into making something that's more reliable and long-term.
How long do we foresee that they're going to be digging these holes?
Until nightfall. I will start my lesson after that, I imagine.
Oh, so you have lesson plans?
Yes, of course.
I didn't know. Okay, lesson plans. So, does Prost know about the? I'm gonna talk to Prost about the play. Does Prost know about the play idea?
Okay. You want to amuse our. You see, he looks around, wary of the understanding that has to can hear everything that he's doing. Guess host.
Yeah, it seems like he has a sense of humor. It seems like that's what the satyr's goal is. And so we think maybe if we're able to make him and have a good time, then he will look at us favorably and maybe will permit us to use the portal to get out of here. Are you still planning on staying for 30 days? Last time we talked about this, you seemed pretty panicked, and I just want to make sure that the plan is still the same.
We might have to cut this school trip short if we are able to find a way to do so. I don't like being stuck.
Are we gonna?
You can try your method. I will be engaging with other plans discreetly.
What other plans, dude? You can't like
You
be secretly working on things while the security
that
guard isn't.
He points to you, and in your head you hear his voice. There's one more spell that I have not written on the board. This is the message spell. I can use it to communicate more discreetly, potentially without being heard by Hastu. Need to know basis. I'll key you in when the time comes.
I should learn a message spell instead.
Well, I guess if that's all you're gonna tell me, that's pretty shady. Will the students participate in the play?
I don't picture you doing much with just 3 actors, but which bards did we bring along?
Can I just like pose the idea that we're looking for actors? Maybe we can hold auditions. That could be comical.
Absolutely. Just if you just be careful that you keep the rules for how you're gonna decide to audit to consider make strict rules for who can and can't apply for the auditions. Otherwise, the satyrs are going to try to get in that. We only brought one bard student with us, Seraphine Joe.
So, did you put up security? Aren't the satyrs not able to come into the camp?
We are cutting down trees and setting them up as barrier. Unfortunately, the spells I would usually use for defenses rely on portals.
Okay. Alright. Well, I'm gonna go talk to the students and see if we can get any of them interested in a play.
Okay.
Remember the Zamachi was mentioned last time.
Oh yeah, Zamachi is a fun one.
So you have two to start with.
2.
For the bard and the comedian.
I'm gonna ask you to make a general persuasion check to basically gauge interest in a play. What do you tell the students is the reason for setting up the play?
I think we're just gonna be straight up honest with the kids.
Yeah.
But they were all there for the whole hot stew coming out of the ground thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna say, all right, everybody. It seems like our host really appreciates a good laugh from time to time, and security team is thinking in order to be safe here, we need to appease our host as much as possible. So we will be holding auditions for a play, probably a comedy, that will perform for Hastu and the satyrs, and hopefully score a few laughs.
Okay. Make a persuasion check.
Okay.
I got 20.
Okay.
Oh gosh, we're rolling terrible today.
Wait, what did I do with my character sheet? Here? Here. Oh gosh, a 9.
9?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You like a lot of the students sort of look at each other and are like, what are we, the bard class? If we have a problem, we'll find a solution in the books. We're good.
Oh boy.
Most of them are wizards. Their approach to things is logical and book based a lot of the time. The one person you would think might be more interested is shy and non-committal. That's Seraphine Joe.
So, gotta approach her independently.
Yeah. Alright, that is it for your off time. Damien.
I guess I would see where speak with Antonio.
Okay. You find Antonio sort of you find Antonio not far from the camp, but in basically the what is the central building in Candlekeep, in a smaller room. What you remember to be the bathrooms. He has basically a full stall made out of vines manifested around him. You're able to tell where he is from a distance, but just you don't have line of sight until you get there. Make a survival check for me to navigate navigate a maze that only appears, whose walls only appear when you get close to it.
I am gonna be bumping into shit. 6.
6. Okay. You you enter the building, and you know this building. You worked in the real world version of it, like for weeks, months now. You get lost almost immediately as you step in. It's not helped that when you try to walk back, there is a wall where there wasn't before, and you are hearing giggles coming from the other side of a few walls.
This is satire. Satyrs.
The satire. They are satires.
You spend hours there until Antonio sort of stumbles into you.
Oh, thank God.
I'm sorry, your divinities probably cannot actually help you here.
What?
Your gods,
No.
they can't help you here. I tried calling to mine and no luck so far.
It was an expression. I doubt so too. At least I found you. At least you found me. After these satyrs playing their tricks on me.
Oh yes, they will do that.
Yep, I was lost. But I didn't want to speak with you, so luck is on me, at least momentarily. I was asking if what was it? More about the situation that we seem to stumble upon too.
Hastu is an archfey of a more solitary disposition. Many archfey hold very large courts, and are part of larger courts themselves. Do you know the myth of the Seelie court and the unseelie court?
I don't seem to recall.
In Sylvan, Seelie means happy and unseelie means unhappy. The two larger courts with multiple archfey and thousands of other creatures that exist here in the Feywild. The Seelie are joyful, associated with light and sun and strong positive emotions. The Unseelie, they might look evil, some of them are, but they're more prone to sadness and deep contemplation. Hastu fits into the latter. He's solitary, which means he doesn't have a lot of people to entertain him, but the ones that he does have, he tries to keep. So, I would advise you to be careful so that you don't end up like me.
So why comedy? Why jokes?
So, everybody's got to entertain themselves.
Were there more satire satyrs than you had?
I believe the satyrs were here before me, but they talked about a group of pixies and bokoblins that were present. That they
Broke some rule?
they were in they owed something to us too, so they had to stay here under the same agreement as the satyrs. They have to each one any of them could earn their freedom if they could make Hastu laugh once 100 days in a row. Yet they've been here for most of for a good chunk of their lifespan, and they tried something against us too. Poison, as the satyrs described it, and they're no longer here to tell the tale themselves.
Murder. So they broke the murder rule. Huh.
They didn't succeed in murdering us too, but
the attempt.
it's still bad form for a guest to try to murder
Their
their
host.
host.
See,
We should keep that in mind with trust.
Winking.
I should probably advise against anything of the sorts to my group.
I would recommend so. Still, you haven't, as far as I'm aware, done anything that would make you indebted to us too. You might if you were careful and do very few things, you might just get out of here at the end of your 30-day invitation period. That is what I wish for you. The satyrs, well, the satyrs are more likely to succeed their obligation if there are a lot of people to play pranks on. And, well, I don't know what would happen to my obligation if the satyrs were all gone. I might, well, if some of the satyrs were gone, then it would certainly be easier to teach the remaining ones all about the wheel of cosmology. So at the end of the day, your presence might help me.
Oh, we surely do hope that they will help you in some way. What else? What can I ask?
But the satyrs, well, until now they needed me to fail so that they could play pranks on me. I've been the straight man to their comedic entourage, and it is. You get used to it eventually. At least that's what I tell myself.
Yeah. So, what are the questions? I don't know if there are more. If they want to know there are more.
You will find out that unusual things happen every day here, and there's no way to predict them. So we're just gonna have to improvise a lot. But I'll be here helping as much as I can. I do think I'm gonna be here for the rest of my life. I haven't fully given up hope yet, but I'd rather ensure that all of you can make it out safely than try to save my skin at this structure.
Let's hope.
Ask
Ask what?
the disposition of Hastu. I mean, besides just being unseelie.
What do you mean by that?
Details about us too, I think.
Oh, okay. Any details that you can speak of about Hastu?
He's one of those patrons. Do you know what a warlock is?
Yeah.
How would you define it?
We know a warlock.
A warlock.
Yes.
Who?
Damien.
What?
The whole deal with the sister and the.
Okay. I mean, that was a few sessions ago. It's okay to forget that sort of thing. So, Antonio takes the time to explain. Wizards get their magic from studying things and finding out what specific actions cause magic to happen. bards, by the sheer act of creating with magic, are able to create. It's a magical act in itself. They're able to leverage this and get the energy to power their own spells. Sorcerers, they get their powers from their bloodlines, or because someone.
Contract magic.
Warlocks make contracts with patrons. Hastu is an archfey patron, which means he has people in the prime material realm who have made a deal with him for power, and who are expected to pay the price for their power down the line. It's not something that I would wish upon anyone, but it does give access to magics you would otherwise not be able to get. Technically, all of the satyrs here and myself are warlocks, but it takes time and effort to negotiate more powers from the patron, but it allows one to cast spells that are not accessible to anybody else. And you see that, like, he gathers energy in his palm that look like a mass of yellow tentacles, and when he projects it, he yells "Eldritch Blast!" and you see three of the yellow tentacles like blast into one of the walls in front of you, creating holes that are fixed by the vines pretty quickly.
Oh wow.
This spell is specifically is not accessible to anyone except warlocks. And
Wait,
very rare.
Doesn't Prost know Eldritch Blast? Wasn't a spell written?
Huh?
Wasn't that a spell written that Prost had?
You don't know that.
You do. We can compare notes before.
Yeah.
So Hastu, well, I think that what he does in the underground levels is that he spends time communicating with his warlocks, giving them orders, negotiating spell slots with them for in exchange for other favors, and he leaves every now and then, always at the same time.
Between midnight and 8?
Yes, it's specifically at times when the moon is in a certain spot in the sky. Time can be a little bit weird here, but yes. Where he goes, what he does, I do not know.
Has anybody ever followed?
He, uses portals or flights a lot of the time, and those of us who are indebted to him can't really leave.
She can leave the grounds.
Yeah.
You know, that's all interesting information.
What year is it in the prime material plane?
What year is it?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
We never.
So, yeah. I'm not gonna look it up, but you tell him what year it is, and you see that, like, Antonio has sort of.
How long have you been here?
Well, for me, it's been a year, but outside it seems it's been 5. I hope the people that I left behind are safe.
This is 1 year, 5 years difference. Damn. Wait, how long are we gonna be gone then?
That's unpredictable. Listen, I'm gonna go scrounge up for a little bit of cotton. I would tell you why, but there is a very short supply around here, and I wouldn't want it to be scrounged up by your students and your people. So I won't tell you why.
Thank you for your
You
time.
arrive at an exit, and the sun has set by that point. So, as the evening starts, Prost starts his lesson. In the meantime, the 5 satyrs leave the outside of the camp to go and do something else. They are going in what you think is the Great Hall, but they're staying near enough of one of the walls that it is propped up, hiding your view from what they are doing. You do see the reflected light of a fire on the plants around it, and you hear music, laughter. At some point, one of them runs off and comes back with clay jugs that are sloshing wine, and they start to have a party. I'd like for everyone to make a perception check. And, well,
This does not bode well.
16 plus
I'm just close.
17.
17? Okay.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
realize why Antonio went to look for cotton, to plug his ears, as the satyrs slowly change this singing party into an orgy, a very, very loud orgy. Every now and then, one of the satyrs will leave what they're doing to go to this little bush that has small blue fruits growing out of it. They'll eat one, and like they'll look sort of like tired and exhausted once they get there. Once they eat one of those little blue.
Is that a good berry?
No, it's something else, and then they will like look reinvigorated and on the double run back towards the orgy.
Drugs. It's drugs.
It's Viagra.
It's fantasy Viagra.
He's
Of
not-
course, that does put a little bit of a dent in Frost's class. And very soon the students are burning some of the candles that were brought over to make wax earplugs.
boy.
That is going to last until the moon is high up in the sky, and as midnight arrives, you're all going to feel a sort of
Wait.
meaningful wind, calm completely. The sound of the waves in at the bottom of the cliffs fades almost to nothing. The satyrs fall silent, and so do the animals. You look around and you're going to see a lone shape emerge from inside the ground and start to fly up far above you. And what little light shines from your campfire reveals the shape to be yellow and multi-limbed. And as it flies away, straight towards the moon, disappears into the distance, the satyrs fall into slumber, snoring almost as loud as they were before.
Do we fall asleep?
So
You
an 8-hour rest is a long rest. In D&D terms, if you have 4 people taking turns, you can all have basically have it count as a long rest, even if you have somebody who's on watch. If you're not able to do that, if you're not able to get if something happens while someone is on watch, that person can choose to wake the other people up, but then the other people will not get the benefits of the long rest. Okay, that means no spell slots regained, no hit dice regained, only the benefits of a short rest. And also, if you don't, if you're not able to rest for one day, you will get a level of exhaustion. Each level of exhaustion brings its own penalties with it, until at the very end, you die when you have 5 levels of exhaustion.
As long as we have a short rest, would add.
No, you need a long rest to prevent the exhaustion.
No.
So short rests don't stave off exhaustion?
No. Well, they can. Yeah, that is correct.
So
The only way to stave off exhaustion is if we all rest. Why weren't we all resting? Are we required to?
So if each of you so we're gonna do basically a system where all of the NPCs and yourselves take turns standing guard for 2 hours. That allows you to those 2 hours count as you resting, because you're just sitting around the campfire looking at stuff. But if something arises, you will still get the benefits of the long rest, but if you wake someone up during that time, they will not get the benefits of that long rest.
Okay.
It's been almost an hour already.
Alright. Every day that that passes at midnight, I will ask somebody to roll a d20 for random events. Do I have a volunteer?
I'll do it.
Alright.
What?
Go.
16.
Alright, 16. So, just to let you know, I made a little table of randomized events. Usually, higher numbers are good, but not every time. Alright, so, you spend the night. Nothing, you don't notice anything happen. Okay?
Okay.
When the moon and sun here are those comedic. They have faces basically, like those old.
Oh God.
Medieval faces that were represented for on the sun and the moon, and sometimes their eyes move around the land. All right. Because of what you rolled, I'm gonna need a short role play of your first conversation around morning. There is magical coffee at Candlekeep, and you have some has been brought. So as your first night.
Anyway.
Huh?
I think about an hour's passed. Probably put the timer on, so
All right, perfect.
I'm gauging it at that start at 12.
Yeah. Let's do that conversation, and then we can and then we'll take a break.
Well, I guess if we didn't go over everything we learned yesterday, I would definitely say that we should all exchange notes on what we learned. Damien seems to have picked up the most useful information, although I find it interesting that the satyrs specifically played with time, as far as with me.
Mm-hmm.
If you lost
are
a
you-
lot of hours, is that right?
Yeah.
Must have been nice. It must have been like big nap. I had a nap right now.
Are you... Okay, perfect, thank you. Are you frustrated about... how does your character feel about what happened with the satyrs?
I'm not especially bothered
Okay.
by it. It's one of those, like, it's not really a dangerous prank. They just wrote rude things on my faces. It's very juvenile.
It means you lose some time.
Yeah, but considering what they're capable of, like, and also this demonstrating what they're capable of, yeah, like this is showing they're willing to, like, be a little good-natured. Maybe make sure that, like, everyone, if someone ever seems confused about what time it is, maybe make sure that they know. Just kind of watch about that.
Yeah, that was an hour.
Yeah. And then Damien, you should probably give your info because you got the most.
Yeah, well, I did say that. Apparently, he acts as a patron to people with no magic, so they become wizards.
Warlocks.
Sorry. And apparently, one of the tell signs is the yellow tendrils that come out when they cast Eldritch Blast.
That's how you know that they're a warlock of his?
Yes.
Interesting.
Because apparently that's no one else could cast that spell unless they're a patron of his.
Well, you have to be a warlock to cast that spell, but him being your patron will give it that effect.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
That's what if you're a patron of his, if he's a patron of yours, you're able to cast Eldritch Blast.
We know a warlock?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember. It might
You
just be
remember
because
the
I'm
whole
part
deal with the sister and the hippo.
Felix is a warlock.
That was her whole deal.
Felix is a warlock?
Yes, that was her whole deal. Is that he's not even really a wizard, he's a warlock.
I think I need more coffee.
I mean, I got some coffee you can brew.
Actually, coffee does sound nice with this weather.
Coffee sounds really good.
How was Laraza feeling? What was the predominant emotion when Laraza was talking about Hastu and Warlocks?
I don't know. I mean, no feelings, just relaying the information on how I was told.
Okay.
As calmly as I could.
Calm. There we go. All right. So what all of you rolled? I'm gonna describe the scene a little bit. You see different emotions spring up around you as people are getting awake. You see let me see. A student called Morgana Lux is starts to cry and doesn't seem to be able to stop. Felix looks a little bit paler than usual, and he as he passes in front of where you're drinking your coffee, he's looking behind himself. You hear Prost yelling at someone from his tent, and that emotion. And an hour later, when he passes in front of you, his like face is still red and his teeth clamped. You realize that the first emotion that you expressed upon waking up is the only emotion you're able to feel that day.
Oh, damn it.
I've written down tiredness.
you're gonna be tired all day.
Unbothered and calm. And that's where. And now we're.
Okay. So
Wait.
So,
Be tired all day.
nothing's going to phase me all day. That's fine.
Technically, nothing won't faze me either because I'll be calm.
You two are gonna be immune to fear, basically, or other basically during that day you're not able to be affected by spells that would cause an emotion that is contrary to the one that just happened. That's what happens when you roll a 16 on the daily.
So 16 is whatever feeling you feel or express. And
when you wake up.
When you wake up,
it's the only one you'll be able to. Yeah, and that's when we're gonna take a small break.
Yeah, I think I know what our next step should be, and that's also going to be going to the bar.
All right, so back for a little bit. Prost is going to start his
rant. Rant. It's gonna be a rant.
His class, because it got rudely interrupted last night. He's now going to be, but we need to stay on schedule. So he is going to start his class. The whole time, deep frown on his face.
Students crying.
Throws chalks at students that are distracted. Passive aggressive comments and just like not a pleasant time for anybody who is involved. During that time,
except for the ones that woke up in a pleasant mood and can't be in any other.
Exactly.
Which is probably only going to piss them off more.
I mean, it's difficult to do any classes when emotions that aren't just calm and attentive.
I just realized something absolutely horrible.
What?
And hilarious. There's probably at least a third of them that basically woke up horny.
So only 3 of the sagers are going to be coming to play pranks today. That woke up Giddy. The other 2 are actually going to stay near the blue bush.
Oh God.
The Viagra bush.
Oh, yes.
This is going to be a whole day of downtime. Each of you can do one activity. Once the class is over, the different tasks are going to be assigned, like collect different herbs and try to catalog them, keep guard against the satyrs, that sort of thing. What do you want to do that day? Prost has ordered that the students after his lesson is done at noon, Prost orders that his students talk with you about what role they should have in the.
Okay,
So now he's interested. Because first he was more like dismissive about it.
You can tell that the students that he sent over your way are the ones that are displaying the most emotion.
Oh, never mind.
Okay.
He just doesn't want to deal with them.
I vote I lead them in a group meditation
Okay.
to level out our emotions here.
Okay. That's very smart. They're only able to feel one emotion, but they can also just feel none.
Is there somebody that can cast calm emotion?
Yeah, there's somebody. It's a low-level spell. Somebody's somebody can use their spell slots for that, but it is, I think, for 1 hour, and there's lots of people that have strong emotions. So overall, it's
Ineffective.
it's gonna be kept in case of emergency.
Oh.
So, Haley, I would like for you to make an insight check. Understanding the emotions that the students have going on will help you. Will help you guide them into a calming meditation.
Okay, here we go. Come on. Insight. 14.
14, hell yes. Alright, so, Morgana locks young 20-year-old human with long black hair. She is one of Prost's 7 uniformed students, but she has not been able to stop crying since the morning. You're able to guide her through a calming meditation where she's able to sort of leave those emotions behind. You're able to you can tell that her eyes, when they are out of the meditation, usually go to the spot in the center of camp where the portal was, as if a sense of missing home and safety is overwhelming her.
She's homesick.
Felix, thanks to your 14, seems worried, junky, always on the lookout. He does his best to leave it behind, but the meditation doesn't work very well on him. As he his eyes are bloodshot, and as the day passes, the paleness that you noticed at the start does not go away.
Can he sleep at all?
But most Zamachi has to be interrupted multiple times from doing interrupting the meditation with jokes and or just bursting out laughing with the satyrs. Apparently Zamachi is in a similar mood. And last of all, Purple keeps getting distracted by the noise of waters and light having sex in the distance.
Ah!
Oh God.
And the meditation doesn't help them?
It helps some, but not all.
It helps some.
I've left you with an alchemy jug of cold water just in case.
Thank you.
Hell yes. As another one of the students gets sent over to you halfway through the meditation. It's a human-looking student that is 2 heads taller than the 2 dragonborns in your party. Walks over while you're guiding the meditation. Doesn't steps over the students. Steps over Zamachi specifically. sort of interrupting her like calm, walks over to you and says, "Hey,
Hey,
are you a human?"
are you a human?
Yes. Are you?
No.
He spits at your feet, turns around, sits in a guided meditation, and is like sits in a like on the floor and is just going to like close his eyes.
I want to break his.
You can tell like a little bit of an emotion that looks like frustration on his face for the whole time of the meditation. This is Garrett. He was mentioned once by Prost yesterday. Garrett, he's the half giant who doesn't know he's a half giant.
So he's not a human.
I kind of want to break it to him that he's not fully human. Just to see the look on his face.
So
Cool.
he's
What?
feeling prejudiced, maybe?
Oh, and last of all, make a Constitution saving throw. I'm gonna say that the difficulty is 6.
Hope you get something hard.
Just me?
Just you, yes.
She gets bad on.
4 plus 3 is 7.
Yes,
Oh,
excellent.
God.
You are guiding a meditation while the only emotion you're able to feel that
It's
day
tiredness.
is tiredness.
I had a feeling I would
You-
fall asleep.
You are able to prevent, like, you feel it coming before it happens, and you realize how much of a danger it would be for you to fall asleep at a time when Hastu is back in his home. You're able to exit that state and remain safe.
What if I fall asleep?
Damien, what do you want to do that day?
Oh. I don't know. I mean, well, what can I do though? There's not much. You know, I guess I could just summon my familiar again,
Okay.
and apologize profoundly to it.
What are our goals again? What's our goal?
You see that, like, as a hawk, the familiar tilts his head, and in your mind you hear, "Why are you apologizing?"
From last time you were here.
I've never been here before.
Oh, is this a new familiar every time?
Oh, did you get another familiar killed?
Another one, no.
Well, great. And you see that this familiar is gonna be stuck on Sassy for the whole day.
Oh boy.
Yes! I love it! This is great. This is great.
I could be comedic in some way.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, he was still obeying my commands regardless.
Yeah, for sure.
But still,
He'll be sassy
he'll
about
be
it.
sassy about it. Okay, so it summons a new familiar every time. It's not the same one.
Yeah, when they die, they die.
Oh, okay. Alright, so I thought that if they die, they just went back.
You can flavor it in very different ways. It just feels more
Realistic.
impactful if like that's it when they die. You can when they change shape to a different one,
They
or
keep
when
them
you
out.
dismiss them, it's gonna be the same one that comes back.
Okay.
So you can build a relationship. And like I know other dungeon masters like to have the same one all throughout the campaign, but I think it's like, are you okay with flavoring it like this?
That's fine.
Excellent, cool.
Seems a little bit more also realistic.
Let's see.
Okay, so I use a spell slot for that.
Yeah. Yes.
And so, like, I don't have familiars, but I have the summon beast.
Yes.
Can we have different summon beasts for mine, but, like, have them be named so I can, like, call the same ones again if they're not
For sure.
killed?
we can say that. So you're okay with? Do you want the next dandelion that you summon to be the same, just the same one, just reformed, or a new one?
So I like how you use the garden to form dandelion.
She wanted to be kind of a fae, created from the fae. Wow.
So it would be cool if like each time I summon dandelion, they're like formed from the surrounding. Maybe like I'm allowed to summon a land, a water, and an air. So maybe for each of those, there are like 3 different ones. And
The same spirit, the same mind, composed out of the plant matter that is surrounding.
yes,
Sounds good.
that sounds fun. Let's do that.
Damien, if you don't know necessarily what you want to do, you can focusing on one of the characters present to investigate them, or
Well, actually, what I was gonna say is
That's a suggestion.
is I was actually gonna ask because I was kind of interested in figuring out what Felix's deal is if it would interrupt the whole guided meditation thing and potentially be an issue to instead spend today brainstorming play ideas.
Well, let's say the guided meditation's only like an hour long.
yeah, for sure.
Okay. So
Okay.
Well, it doesn't work on Felix either, so he probably walks away
yeah,
feeling unsatisfied.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I will sort of like ask, I'll let Felix know it's like, hey, your sister kind of let it out of the bag that you're a warlock. And that
Are you gonna tell anyone? Or is this you?
no.
Do you want to bribe?
No.
What is this?
I just noticed that you don't seem to be doing particularly well today. And I know that we're in the specific realm of an archfey that's also a warlock patron, and I wanted to check in on you to see if maybe that's like interfering with you or affecting you in any way, specifically just to like make sure you're okay since you're one of our students, and that's kind of our job to make sure you're all doing all right.
I'm fine. He says, his hand trembling.
I don't believe you, but go on.
Your emotions clearly stating you're not fine.
You do know we're under an effect that everyone's going to feel the same emotion for probably the entire day, right?
I figured, yes,
I want to fish for a few minutes, for a few hours.
You're fishing?
And can I eat the fish that I got from the flood?
what's your, what you want?
Well, I mean, you don't look too well, so I want to make sure that you're all right.
I'll manage.
Are you able to sleep?
I was able to get 6 hours of rest that were recommended. So, everyone in the camp took a shift.
Okay.
Everybody slept at least 6 hours.
The 3 of you are in a shift cycle with Frost doing the 4th one.
Yeah. I'm kind of like. I know something's up with you, so whenever you're willing to talk about it, I'll be here.
Yeah, probably not on the day where I'm freaking out.
Probably not.
He was like already suspicious.
Make a persuasion check.
Alrighty. I will make a persuasion check. And that, I think, is something I actually get a bonus for, because I have decent charisma. So. be different than some of my other rolls where it's like, oh, I get no bonus for this.
My charisma is 11. Or no plus. Everything's ready, by the way.
Oh, nice. Let's see. Persuasion, so that will be a 21.
Oh, yes.
Nice.
As you turn around, he says, wait. Okay, listen. I wasn't doing very well when I started the classes here. I wasn't able to access magic like wizards do, and it was starting to look like my time at Candle Keep was going to be a waste of time. So I looked up the different patrons that are available to one up to make a deal to make it so that I could actually cast spells for the classes and just make my way through some of the classes. Otherwise, I would have failed, and that would have been way too many student loans for my family to be able to repay. Okay, I found one that you could make a pact with in Candlekeep, and because I'm from a noble family, not very rich anymore, but still noble, being able to negotiate with something that is also noble in nature, I thought it would give me an edge. I thought that coming here would give me an opportunity to negotiate my contract for an easier deal. But Hastu still wants me to dream, well, not dream, but have nightmares. And he's not gonna let me, Hastu's my patron. Has,
And Hastu wants nightmares.
He feeds off nightmares.
The book says, the book that I found says that he is looking for entertainment, individuals that can match his intellect and cunning, but also understanding the human soul better. And so one of the easiest deals I thought I could get was to have nightmares every night. It's not that huge of a problem most of the time, but it's not very pleasant. So I signed up for this school trip just so that I could maybe have an opportunity to renegotiate or ask for a few more spells to pass the Mr. Frost's class. It's been getting more and more difficult since the start of the school year, and I can't keep up as I am now.
Wait, then Felix knew that Hastu was...
I don't think Felix knew that Hastu was here. He just knew that you could make a deal with Hastu in Candlekeep. He probably didn't know why you could.
So he's my patron. I might be feeling scared now because I woke up in cold sweats, and I always wake up in cold sweats. It usually goes away. It's very unpleasant right now, but I'm probably one of the safest people here because I still have a lifetime of nightmares that I owe him. But if he doesn't let people go off easy, and if I slip up, I might owe him nightmares here, while also being
bound
to stay here physically. At the very least, I can tell you this: what he wrote in the rules of the house, dreams are bad for him, but nightmares if you're sleeping and you have a nightmare, that won't affect him.
That's
Interesting.
good to know.
Interesting.
We're gonna take a short break
Yeah.
to eat here, and then Damien, you can tell me what you want to do for that day.
Okay.
That's
So, we are back. Damien, you mentioned that your character was going to try to scavenge for food. In order
Yes.
to bypass the fairy food thing, you basically try to find a spot where it might not be under the control of anything, and you might be able to hunt stuff. You know that the nearby plains are under the control of another Archmark, who controls the Endless Horde, which leaves you only
A sliver.
the area above the sea. You don't know for sure that it's not controlled by anyone, but a lot of rations were stolen from you by the satyrs. You're not going to be able to make it to the end of the month with the current amount of food that you have. So, you decide to scavenge. Are you going to use, like, the...
I'll use whatever I can. Guess I'll use Mage Hand, Hawk.
oh yeah, your hawk can definitely hunt for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can probably assist the hawk. So I'm gonna have you make a survival check.
Is the survival check for hunting or dealing with the hawk being sassy?
Yes,
Yes to both.
yes.
Regardless, the Hawk has to listen to me, but doesn't mean that he can't give me attitude. 17.
Yes. You are able to provide 17 rations to the group, bringing you basically giving you an extra day. You would be able now. You'll be able to keep having rations on the 16th day. Okay.
So we got up to 16 days.
Yeah, I think I had said half of the rations had been stolen. Your characters still already had extra rations and stuff, but now where did I put my randomized events? But now you've caught a little bit more, so those are gonna last longer. Yes, there it is.
So the 17 pieces of rations, basically.
Yes. All right.
What?
Cool. Rations for 17 days, and you are on day 2. Alright. The rest of the day goes by. You the satyrs are up to their usual tricks. Because of the particular states that they're in, they're not actually only 2 of them are having sex when the day falls, and the others are going to when the sun goes over the horizon, and the others are going to keep trying to prank you. Nothing really unusual happens that day. Antonio does try to teach the satyrs. The satyrs do try, like, you overhear them discussing the idea that if they can make us to express laughter as his first emotion of that day, it might be easier for the rest of the day. Unfortunately, let me roll a luck check for them. Okay. They are able to produce a single laugh in the evening. You gather probably playing pranks on each other, not on any of the students. Okay. Cool. Everybody goes to sleep at midnight. I'm gonna need somebody to roll a d20 for me.
Fun. I'll do it. I can do it. Or you want to do it?
No, go for it.
12.
12. Ooh.
Oh,
Okay.
it's weather.
I need someone to roll a d4 because one of you or Prost is gonna be awake. So it's gonna be 1, you're awake. 2, Rot is awake, and 3, Xarius is awake. Can you roll a d4 for me, please?
I got it.
Okay. What did you roll?
1.
Okay, cool. Damien, you are awake.
Oh boy.
As everybody else is slumbering. This is early, and this is like 1 p.m.
And it's still.
Sorry, 1
1
a.m.
a.m.
It's still everybody's motion?
Huh?
Everybody still has the same emotion, right?
It is sort of fading. You're able to express new emotions.
No.
You see something pink and sparkly coming down from among the stars, and you see this little pixie in a tutu,
Tinkerbell.
purple skin, bone white hair, and a costume that is adorned with white ivory. She comes over to you and says, "Hello." You see multiple other fairies are coming down, and to the people who are awake and to the people who are asleep.
Hello?
Don't mind us. We're just here to do our job.
What job?
Oh, we're the tooth fairies.
Oh no!
Oh god, no. Please, no.
It's all right. It's all right. We
Do not take any teeth from the mouths of our students.
why not? You don't want to give your teeth?
None are connected to our... None that we still have intact.
That's okay. Maybe next time. See that she reaches out, pats your shoulder. As this happens, you see she starts to buzz her wings and floats up. The other ones are already done. They're already flying upwards. So, both of you are going to. In the night, you're visited by the Tooth Fairy. You lose half of your remaining teeth. When you wake up, there is a common magic item of your choice under your pillow. You choose if you lose half of your teeth on one side, or at the top, or at the bottom. You choose the configuration of your remaining teeth, and you can look up for a common item in the magical magical items of Dungeons and Dragons.
So everybody lost teeth? Everybody that was asleep?
Everybody that was asleep lost teeth.
So you know who's
But you also don't get a common magical item.
I'd rather keep my teeth than... Well, oh boy.
Now you're like...
No, at the same time I could see the... Hey! What? You can't have this.
What common magical item? I want half my teeth. I want my teeth. I don't really care because I'm wearing the mask, so no one really sees my teeth.
that is true.
But eating would be difficult.
Haley, how many teeth would you say a character named Rot would still have at that point?
I think he has all of his teeth because he's able to confer with the bacteria and ask them to leave him alone.
Okay, I like that. I'm pulling up a list of common magic items. But yeah, the more times you roll a 12, the less teeth you'll have to sacrifice each time for common magical items.
This it's half of what it'll be
Of
half
your
of your remaining
remaining
teeth.
Yeah.
So you just cut it half and half until you have 0.
Yep.
It's just like Half-Life.
Yes.
You got enough? Does he have enough?
Oh, my computer is struggling just a little bit.
I need some more water. Let me add some more water to it. Oh, everybody figures out their items that they found.
Ooh.
Now, when I said Tooth Fairy,
So,
I wasn't thinking the Tooth Fairy that we know. I was thinking of like, yep, I know what kind of Tooth Fairy this is. That's what I said, oh no.
alright.
Wait, so that was the event for the day?
Yeah, that was the event for today.
At least her.
Uh,
Can we regrow the teeth?
Ooh, a breathing bubble. That's what you had last time around.
Oof.
Did you check out the hat of vermin?
Not yet. No. What does the? Oh, for Rot.
Yes.
What?
The hat of vermin.
Oh. Where do you see that?
It's in the common magical items.
You probably want to look through Wikidot. It is faster to look through than the first suggestion. So, Haley, this hat has 3 charges. While holding the hat, you can use an action and to expand one of its charges and speak a common word that summons your choice of a bat, a frog, or a rat. The summoned creature magically appears in the hat and tries to get away from you as quickly as possible. The creature is neither friendly nor hostile, and it isn't under your control. It behaves as an ordinary creature of its kind and disappears after 1/2 hour or when it drops to 0 hit points. The hat regains all expended charges daily at dawn.
That sounds dumb.
The beads of nourishment might be helpful to your characters at this junction.
Would you please stop?
Chico.
Oh, actually,
Sure.
it's the equivalent of a single ration.
Well, there's also the metal of the meat pie. Oh, never mind.
Wait, they actually have an actual bottle that just makes coffee?
Mm-hmm.
So I want the earring of message.
Oh yes,
What's
yes.
that do?
You
I get to cast message.
yes.
Oh.
How many times per day?
5 charges.
5 charges. Hell yes.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
and
useful.
I regain 1d4 plus 1 every day.
Okay. So hell yes. The message spell, 120 feet of range for round. You point your finger towards a creature within range and whisper a message. The target and only the target hears the message and can reply in a whisper that only you can hear. You can cast this spell through solid objects if you're familiar with the target and know it is beyond the barrier. Magical silence, 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood blocks this spell. The spell doesn't have to follow a straight line and can travel freely around corners or through openings. Excellent. That's basically a talkie-walkie. So yeah, you can write that you have an hearing of message.
I was like, Dreamhound, that's interesting. Oh, it just makes your eyes glow.
The cape of billowing is great. You can use an action to make your cloak billow.
So basically, like flap in the wind.
Yeah, even if there isn't any wind happening.
Is that all it does?
That is
That's all it
absolutely
does.
all that it does.
I feel like that would be good for like a dramatic entrance. Like, I'm here. Just stand, strike a pose, and it just like billows like no wind. It's like the hair billowing in the wind.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Boots of false tracks look like they might be interesting.
Oh yeah, that can be fun. Because you're a security team, the horn of silent alarm might be good for you. This horn has 4 charges. When you use an action to blow it, one creature of your choice can hear the horn's blare, provided that the creature is within 600 feet of the horn and not deafened. No other creature hears the sound coming from the horn. The horn regains 1d4 expanded charges daily at dawn.
Okay.
It's like it's like the earring of message, but with a longer range and less ability to say stuff.
Ooh, the hat of wizardry is pretty good, too.
Do you get a wizard? Do you get the wizard spell list?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that would be good for you then.
Yeah, because and I can cast a cantrip that I don't know what that has. I know, but I'm saying, I'm letting you know.
Oh.
Yes, that would be good for you.
Because then I could cast any cantrip.
Ooh, the pot of awakening can be fun for druids or just people in general.
Where?
Oh, it just allows you to make an awakened shrub, which is basically a conscious shrub that is able to move and do its own actions.
I know. I'm like in here and I'm going. I'm so torn because I'm thinking of practical applications and I'm also thinking of comedy value.
Yeah. Yes, both could be important at this time.
Yes.
Tankard of sobriety could be.
I don't want to get a satyr's depression.
Oh! The one of smiles. This one has 3 charges. While holding it, you can use an action and to expand one of its charges and target a humanoid that you can see within 30 feet. The target must succeed on a DC 10 charisma saving throw or be forced to smile for 1 minute. If you expand the wand's last charge, roll a d20. On a 1, the wand transforms into a wand of scowls, which does the opposite of a wand of smiles. For comedic value.
Mm-hmm. Oh. I can only use it once.
What was the one you were considering?
Oh, the Medal of Wit.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, and then I was like, oh, this can only be used once. I'm like, that's not worth it.
Yeah, what I noticed, like coins or stuff like that, it's one-time use.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what?
Yeah, go ahead.
You know what? I think the one that fits both criteria the best. Here. I think the one that fits. Let's see. That fits the best as far as potential utility and comedy is the mask charm.
Yeah, that's exactly the one I was looking at. Once you can use your action to cast Disguise Self while wearing the silver pin. You can have the spell last for 1 hour or for 6 hours. If you choose 6 hours, the charm becomes non-magical when the spell ends. In either case, the spell ends if the charm is removed from you. That's pretty good. A once per day Disguise Self is for 1 hour is it's a very useful item.
Yes, it's practically useful and it's
All right. You see that
Sorry.
This is
One
the-
of pyrotechnics.
like a lot of the students wake up. Like, okay, so all of you have this. So Rot and Xaris, while you're sleeping, your whatever dream you're having is suddenly interrupted by a little fairy walking up in front of you and says, "I am the Tooth Fairy. I am here to grant you a wish. Let me picture your heart's desire." And like the shape of the magical item you're gonna end up getting appears in front of them, and the little Tooth Fairy says, "The pact is sealed. Thank you." And you feel this like sensation in your mouth that you're not able to awake from in that moment, but you do feel something getting like wrenched out of your teeth, out of your mouth. And then when you wake up later, half of your remaining teeth are missing. Rot, what is the configuration of your remaining teeth?
Can it be spaced out?
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe I could just lose every other teeth.
Yeah.
Every
Do you
other
want-
tooth.
Do you want them to lose them every other one, so that when you close your mouth, they're both fitting in a single row?
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. Love it. What about you, Saris?
You know what? If she's gonna do that, I'm gonna go with the overbite.
Okay, so all of your bottom teeth are gone,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just your. Okay, cool. So yeah, the next. Well, like a section of bone from where the teeth were taken is still usable as something that you can chew into, right? But yeah, it's the next morning. A lot of time is spent adapting to new mouth configurations, and so you got a lot of like lisps. People who are trying to figure out how to keep speaking the languages they know with a whole new mouth configuration. But also, a lot of people have magical items now.
You win some, you lose some.
Yeah.
Literally.
Cool. What are we doing that day? Rod, you've got a few students that are showing up to try to brainstorm ideas for the play, namely Seraphine and Felix. Seraphine because she's a bard, and Felix because he knows has to.
I'm just going to imagine that last night Felix dreamt the dentist song sequence from Little Shop of Horrors. You know what I'm talking about, yeah.
Yeah, I love that movie.
The satyrs were also affected.
Oh boy.
They got magical items.
Oh
too.
no. Oh no.
A
Oh
lot
god.
Of, a lot of people got magical items, yes.
How many students do I have? Just Seraphine and Felix?
To brainstorm, to write the play, yes. You can probably also talk Zamachi for the gags into
Am I alone? Or are we all together?
I mean, I'm gonna bring in my my disguise self item
okay.
to be like, hey, this could be useful.
Yeah, you could use that to make a costume.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any ideas on what kind of play we should do? That was our homework, wasn't it?
Huh?
That was our homework, wasn't it?
Boy.
To think of ideas for the play.
It's like a comedy.
So
Definitely a comedy.
Felix is going to say, I know a little bit about how Hastu operates, and maybe something that hits close to home might work better.
Like Shakespeare's A Midsummer's Night's Dream.
I thought his name was Shakespeare, for copyright reasons.
Shakespeare. He's known from
He's-
my own
from the-
family.
From the
My own clan.
from the spore circle of spores, Shakespeare.
Shakespeare.
No, it's canon. So yeah, Felix says, you need to have a sort of like a straight edge, like someone who's like the stick in the mud in a lot of comedies, or a sense something that is dangerous to provide some tension, and then lots of misunderstandings, according to what like Seraphine's told me. So maybe if we had Hastu as a patron, we could do something. What if?
Wait, when you say have Hastu as a patron, do you mean
As a
like
character?
have him be in the show?
Not Hastu really, but somebody. We might be able to get that mask, steal that mask from one of the satyrs, and have somebody play as Hastu. Or
Wouldn't that be breaking one of the rules?
that would be breaking one of the rules, because it would be taking something that wasn't offered. We might be able to train for it, or we might be able to use that little pin. But
Well, he has
disguise
disguise.
self doesn't change your size, and Hastu is a large creature.
Would it work if I was on stilts?
I am going to allow for that clever use of magical item. Yes.
And that would probably also double comedy value because stilts are kind of awkward.
So maybe we could do something
Do
with.
we think that Hastu would appreciate us mocking him?
I don't think we would need to mock him. What if we had the story of a warlock who fully misunderstood the terms of his agreement, or a warlock that made a pact with 5 different patrons, and they're slowly realizing what's happening, and he's got to save face, or
Are you speaking from
no, I've only got 1 patron.
I mean, that is a lot better than my idea about a talking, singing plant.
Not a bad idea.
I was thinking something maybe like Rocky Horror Show.
Well, no. I was again referencing Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah.
In the Shop of Horrors.
So we're thinking singing and dancing. My idea was to do something like classic comedy, like classic Greek comedy, and have like big, ridiculous masks.
Yeah.
Something that we could make. That would be fun.
We could probably arts and crafts this.
Mm-hmm.
So Machi is already writing jokes. Seraphine says, there's a couple of students that have minor illusion that we provide for musical background, sense, sounds. The whole works, because if we have a whole crew of spellcasters to put on this show, so a lot of arcana ex machina.
These are good ideas. I'm really getting excited.
I have this. I read this thing. There's two ways that the old "give me your firstborn child" thing can be played. Either by having a monk with an oath of celibacy gain warlock powers by promising their firstborn child, or when the Fae asks for someone's firstborn child, the warlock takes it to mean they want to have a baby with me, and a romantic misunderstanding arises from.
Oh yes, let's do this.
That sounds funny. I was also thinking it could be funny if like the deal with the patron is that he has his firstborn child, but then the what is it called? Not the patron.
The client?
Agreeer. The client. Yes, the client. Is just so disgusting and repulsive to anybody that nobody wants to mate with him, and he not for lack of trying, but can't have kids.
Oh.
He just constantly gets rejected over and over again.
The patron is trying to get laid by asking people their firstborn child. And that's the first person who understands it. What they're trying to do, is that, or were you talking about the
other way? So the
basically the warlock can't get laid.
The warlock can't get laid.
Yes.
So he can't have kids. So the patron can't get the firstborn child. No one wants to sleep with them.
Yes. Oh, the patron ends up having to give dating advice to the.
That's hilarious.
Yes.
And then
bedside manners for the title, or
even better, we could have a whole love triangle misunderstanding.
Yes.
Where when the patron is trying to get the setup to happen so that the patron can get the firstborn child, the person they're trying to set their warlock up with thinks that the patron's trying to make a deal with them, and that the deal is that they're supposed to sleep with the patron.
Seraphine is already madly scribbling on. You see that she's writing the script over her conjuration textbook for lack of
I love this. I love this.
for lack of proper paper.
No. See. See, now I'm picturing later she tries to do conjuration and accidentally winds up in that situation. Some demon's like, so, I hear you want to make a deal.
Zamachi is already like brainstorming jokes. Okay, we need the catchy title.
I think bedside manners was pretty funny.
Because manners is something that is very important to the Fae. We need to put a doctor in there because that's what's that's when somebody is ill and recovering.
We have a healer. Probably say healer.
Maybe like the first person that he tries to hit on is like a nurse that was kind to him after being injured.
Yes, excellent. Okay, you start writing a play.
Actually, brainstorming this during the session, I think, is the best idea.
I like it a lot too. Okay, so we're gonna say that like basically like start like you're gonna spend the day writing the whole thing, right?
Okay.
Writing everything that you need, making list of like what sort of equipment you would need, how you would need to coordinate the students, and then it's going to be a matter of like setting it up in the next few days. All right.
In 2 days?
Huh?
In 2
Next
days?
few days.
In the next few days. So, for the writing of this, I'm going to ask that since the two of you are participating, that you make a roll for the writing. Okay? It could be performance, because that's your understanding of the performative arts could be what allows you to write. But if you want to lean on history for the sorts of plays that are famous, or if you want to roll Arcana for weird rules that the Fae have, or
Medicine.
I will allow you to roll medicine.
I'm just thinking potential like medical humor for this.
Yes. I'm gonna say that you're going to need 12 successes to fully like finish the play. I'm gonna set the difficulty at and you can it's gonna be different skill checks at different times. But I am setting the difficulty of writing it at 12. What did you roll for nature?
Are you doing nature?
I'm
Sorry, medicine.
okay. 17 for medicine.
Hell yes. Okay, so you that is one success that goes into writing it. What do you want to use for?
Can I roll nature?
Or
insight?
Insight into has to would definitely be a good way to. Yeah, go ahead and roll insight.
Okay. Dang it, I rolled an 11.
You rolled an 11. Okay. I think Felix is gonna give you the help action because Felix has better insights into Hastu than anybody else. So you can roll again.
I rolled a 6 that time.
So.
A 10.
No more successes than previously. Damien, what are you doing that day?
Not sure.
More food?
For your insight check, Haley,
Yeah.
just real quick, Rot is going to notice that today Zamachi's eyes are bloodshot, and Zamachi, she looks not really well rested. Barely eats anything at lunch.
Okay.
I guess I'll use my hawk to see if there's any changes with the army outside.
No changes that you can see.
No changes that I can see.
There's your hawk notices that there is a lot of like they have this central arena in the center of the camp, and there's almost always two people fighting to the death from there. Would you like to look for food?
I feel like that's the only thing I can do right now, as far as I can tell. We can't get much information. Or what to do?
Food is probably the best bet.
Food? Yeah.
You can also help set up the play if you want, or investigate some individuals, or.
What can I investigate though?
It might be a good idea to understand, because you went and talked to Antonio a little bit about like his situation. It might be a good idea to try and get more information out of the satyrs and like what's there, like why they're in that position and like why they're stuck there.
I guess I could do that.
Could you make the sound a little bit lower?
Yeah.
And which one of the satyrs would you like to see?
Ah, fuck. Which one am I? Let me check again. Which one? Which is a calm one out of all of them? I guess light. Why not? Sure. So with light.
You head over to find light, and you turn around. They're basically in a building, hidden by a wall of vines. You hear them talking with someone, and it's the usual wordplay based on the person's name, but make an insight roll for me, please.
And just figure I do also have the boots of elvenkind, so my steps are light.
Look, I'm going to give you advantage on your perception check because you can get closer before being noticed.
19.
Okay. Roll again to see if you hit a 20 because you have advantage. 'Cause I gave you
what was
advantage.
it? What was the insight? Right?
Yes, insight. Yes.
19, 20. Oh, it's a 22 with my plus 3.
Yeah.
15.
So you hear that the words being rhymed are flirty. You hear the words subtle. And when you turn around the corner, you see one of the students, Purple.
Purple?
The one with purple hair and dressed in a traditional robes, talking with light. And as soon as you turn the corner, they sort of both stop their conversation, and Purple says, "Oh, hi, Naraza. I've been looking for you everywhere." And they walk over to you while Light starts to whistle. They say something about hunting for rations and then leave the room, and it's just you and Light.
Wait, who's searching for rations? Purple?
Purple said something about rations and then just left.
Is Purple a student?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I was to say, oh, wait, what? Uh-huh.
They were pretty
So they were flirting with light?
Yeah.
They were each flirting with each other?
Yeah.
I guess I'll just tease him a little bit on that.
Okay. You don't see a reaction from the students back, but Light is going to come over to you and say you have a good reason for interrupting.
Yes, I wanted to ask you about your situation that you're in with House 2. The reason you're trying to make them laugh.
Oh, yes. Well, I'm just a funny guy.
But what led you to be indebted to him?
I could tell. I could tell you. We haven't made us to laugh yet today, and if you repeat that story, it might count as a joke in our favor. What do you want to give for the information?
First of all, I want to know if the information will be actually worth whatever I give.
Oh, it is pretty funny.
Funny to you or funny to me?
It is gonna be funny to you, I think.
How about I offer you a chance to make them laugh?
Do you have anything?
We're planning to set a play up,
Ooh,
and we could probably offer you a role in it.
I love a roll.
Sure.
Not probably. I want a roll.
What was that?
If it makes you laugh.
What was that?
If the story makes you laugh.
If the story makes me laugh, you will talk, and we will find you a role in the play. And you will have a
A
chance.
speaking roll.
I did promise that you have a chance to make Hostel laugh, so it will be a speaking role.
Alright. Well, thank you, Laraza. I can see you're very careful with your phrasing. I'm trying. Your name is hard to make puns out of. Alright. I'm a little bit frazzled. Get it?
Frazzled dazzled?
Laraza, Dragon Ball. You don't make it very easy. I don't speak Draconic, so I can't make puns in Draconic. Anyways, so the five of us, we're a traveling band. We like to see the sights, explore the Feywilds, live high on adventure, and just high in general. And, well, the first time that we met Hastu, there was an opportunity for an experience unlike anything we had ever experienced before. And we were, we are very horny.
That's a little bit too TMI, but continue on.
Well, you don't get a lot of opportunities for tentacle sex, and satyrs are all about experiencing new things.
Satyrs are
We negotiated, and if the sex wasn't going to be a gift for anyone, right? So we thought that we weren't taking anything that we weren't supposed to, taking gifts or eating fairy food. It turns out that something that is called a seed and that has nutritional value does count as food, and we ended up eating. I told you were gonna laugh. I told you were gonna laugh. We're stuck here because of that.
That is funny.
Yeah.
Note to self: spit, don't swallow.
Oh, that made me laugh.
It did.
It's-
And you know what? If this was going to get not PG, that was actually something I was considering, but the other way around.
What?
Never mind.
That they gave.
Oh, because you can transform into Hastu now. No, okay.
No,
Just-
never mind. Way back when you first mentioned we were going into the Feywild, I'm like, wait, there's rules about food. If I get and they swallow, does that count?
It does.
No, that answers your question.
that answers my question. I was like,
So yeah, we got tricked. And now we're here, and the deal is we
It was
can-
wordplay.
Huh?
They were tricked by wordplay. Because it would be considered a seed.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, now we have to make him laugh 100 days in a row.
What's the closest you've gotten?
58. I'm hoping that we. I think, like, we'll get 1 day for free when we reach 69. It's gonna be an easy day, but
Is this a collective thing with your other?
yeah,
Oh.
yeah,
So as long as collectively 100 days.
yes.
Oh.
But any joke that we make, if we make him laugh twice in a day, it gives us a little bit more insight as to what we might make him laugh the next time.
True, but just not to overuse a joke.
So why are you putting on a play? Because that's a great opportunity for me.
We are trying to get in his good favor in order for us to
be able to open a portal.
be able to open a portal back home.
If
In case things go
If
a little
you-
bit south.
if you prove too entertaining, he might want to keep you more.
So we're just gonna be average.
I like
Just enough,
If
but
you
not-
if you want to ask permission to use a portal spell ahead of time, then before the play, and you're able to make him laugh, then that could work. But you would need to secure that promise beforehand.
So we should let him allow us after the 30 days at least,
Or sooner.
or sooner. We can always ask permission for him to when we're ready to go home.
And we do have someone who has a pact with him, so we can so communicating with him shouldn't be too
difficult.
difficult.
Oh, he can hear you at any time as long as it's as long as he's in his domain. He can hear everything.
So we should probably secure that first. At least when we're worded carefully, so we can choose when we can leave.
Probably.
What else? What else can I ask him?
We probably want to make a very simple ask of him so that he has less wiggle room for terms to throw in whatever deal we make. Like keep the ask simple so that we're asking one thing for one thing instead of okay, we're gonna.
How about for this Seder, what can I ask him about? What other questions can I ask him?
Oh, you're trying to think of what else.
Just be careful that you don't make as out of yourself. It's really hard to make puns with Azal.
What else?
Oh my god.
What?
I'm trying here. You're not here. Sorry. He says that to you.
I don't know what else to ask him.
Oh. Can I know like it's not happened just now, right? when we tell, when the five satyrs, we tell our when we told our story to Antonio of why we were stuck here, it did make us to a laugh. Just in case you want to integrate that into the play, give us an extra chance to make you laugh or something.
We would have to talk about that portion with the others, so I cannot make any promises about that.
All right.
But should I send him to you? Just send him to one of y'all?
I mean, I think having one of the, I think at least helping the satyrs along.
Ooh, I'm sorry, I gotta go. I'm gonna be late.
You're gonna be late?
Late for what?
Oh, sorry. That's Light.
Oh, poor man.
Light doesn't have a watch. He still looks at his wrist, and then he heads as fast as he can to grab the wine jars. The sun is setting.
Oh, no, leave it to be. Okay. We learned something. Of course, I relay everything to them as soon as I see them.
Okay. Everything? Okay.
Unfortunately.
Everybody make a perception check, please.
Alright.
8 plus 9. Got a 9.
You okay, Amy?
Oh god. Whatever it was, we all missed.
No.
Did anybody roll the natural one?
No.
Okay.
Mine was a 3.
What's the perception thing?
It doesn't matter. She
It
rolled a
doesn't
nat.
matter. I rolled a nat 1.
Okay. None of you notice anything.
No, we're gonna have to find something out.
All right. Who wants to roll for the daily?
I rolled for 2 of them.
I do not want to roll at all.
Okay.
Don't let it be a 12 or if you want.
Entering day 4 in the Feywild.
11. That's
Okay.
not a 12.
Oh.
I kind of want the
Right.
112s because I already had something I wanted to get.
As you wake up, you hear the sound of rain falling above ground
No.
as you're sleeping individually in your little holes in the ground.
Is it what I read last night?
It is what you read 2
No.
days ago.
Why?
Let me read it for y'all. Acid rain falls on the ground. You trip balls all day.
Oh, that kind of acid.
I sorry, acid like acid. Oh, I'm resistant to acid. That's what you thought, right?
Everybody.
I mean, am I also resistant to that kind of acid?
No, you're not. Everybody make a Constitution saving throw DC 20.
DC 20?
Yes.
It's hard? That hard?
Yeah.
You have to roll a nat 20?
20.
You did it! So you do not have the poison
14
condition.
plus 4. I got 18.
Okay.
16.
What's the 21 plus my
What is it?
modifier?
Constitution?
Yeah, Constitution.
No, I'm at 19.
19 and 18, you two were so close. You have the poisoned condition. This gives you disadvantage on your attack checks and skill checks for that day because you are tripping.
Balls.
Oh god.
So is the LSD acid?
Yes, it is. It is.
Yeah, I was like, it's an acid. Am I still resistant to
I'm the
it?
only one that's unaffected.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
So now it's your job to babysit us.
That's right.
Oh boy.
How does it affect our...
So you
Can I just block them into the in the tent?
so you can role play it however you like, right?
What does the poison do?
The poison condition gives you disadvantage on all attacks and skill checks. So that means performance, persuasion, insight, intimidation.
Luck.
You can compensate the disadvantage if you can get somebody to help you on some of those actions.
I guess I'll be the one helping them in every single.
Well, no, because you can do those checks without, and you can do it with advantage if somebody helps you. Right?
Oh, okay.
So you wake up, and as this rain falls on you, you start to notice the
Colors.
background is shifting. The waves have more complex patterns than usual. The clouds are forming into recognizable shapes. You spot eyes in the grass out of the periphery of your eyesight, and everything inanimate looks like it might be possessed by a spirit of some sort that makes it move, that gives it personality. And things that are already animate, they leave behind this trail of colors and patterns.
I'm gonna tie them to me with my rope. So
Huh?
if they start wandering off.
Yeah, so like everyone is sort of like looking at their hands or that sort of thing.
How many people are affected by this?
With a DC 20, it's gonna be all of the students. Prost comes out of his tent, looks around. Everybody make a perception check, and remember, you two have disadvantage.
Alright.
So we roll twice and take the lower.
Yeah, so I
11.
rolled a 6.
Okay.
11.
11?
11 perception. 12.
10.
10? Okay. And you said, and you have 12.
Yeah.
You're going to notice something weird. Some of the rain falls on his face, and as it happens, you see a little bit of his skin starts to like sag, like sort of like it's wax that's melting, and you're able to see basically like his eyelids drooping, revealing something else beneath it, gray and white, that is that immediately starts to sizzle. And as this happens, he slaps his face, and it comes back into shape.
These are really human.
As this happens, he looks around. He sees all of this happening, and turns to you and says, "Keep them in line today. Bring anyone who's misbehaving into my tent." And he turns around and he gets back into his tent is still there, but it's only covering the hole in which he lives. Actually, everyone is going to set up their tents because the acid is pooling into at the bottom of the pits in which you all live.
Fun.
So, what are your characters going to do today?
Well, I'm rolling perform with a disadvantage.
Okay, you're trying to gain successes for the play, right?
Presumably.
Okay, I'm gonna set the difficulty of this one at 8 because.
Both my rolls without anything were above that already.
Hell yes. Okay, so that is a success because it lowers the difficulty that you're inspired by this into creativity by.
So it increases creativity.
Basically, your mind feels like it's opening, and you come up with.
I can smell colors.
Now, whether or not this will be anything coherent when we're sober might be completely different, but it is great right now.
What is it? I see sound, smell, color, and what's the other one?
I don't know. Alright.
I'm also going to roll
I guess
to
I'm
see
just
if if I can write some of the play.
Okay. What skill are you using? So,
I'll try insight again since I failed yesterday.
that sounds good to me.
I mean,
The
that's
difficulty is still 8. Would you roll an natural
You
one?
know, you're not rolling lower than that.
All right, natural 1. Oh, Haley, I'm so sorry.
Oh God. And you know what? I'm just honestly gonna say, I am so glad you were like, oh yeah, for the play, because I was about to be like, I'm tripping balls and I think I'm in a musical. So how well am I singing?
Yes.
You saved me on that one.
To the people affected, you'd sound pretty okay. All right. Haley, you are looking around Hastu's domain, trying to understand the character based on the environment. This is his home, after all. This is the place he chooses to live inside of. As you do so, you, out of the corner of your eye, you see something yellow slithering on the ground. You look around, and Horse is already playing with the satyrs. They failed to make Hastu laugh last night, so their count is reset to 0. They're taking today off. They're taking it pretty chill today, and they're tripping balls. So they're sort of just having a fun time. So, Horse and his mask are not there. You see something sliver across the ground. You follow it, intrigued, and you make your way. You follow it into a building. Okay, can you put on let's put on creepy eldritch music.
Oh no, someone's gonna get a bad trip.
How to spell Eldritch?
ELDRITCH.
Yes.
Okay. Creepy Eldritch music.
One of the few words my dyslexic ass knows well.
Ooh.
Uh,
I think this one's
yes. Yes. Based on the graphics, yes. You follow, and you're pretty sure that you're following Hastu. You follow through a few different corridors, and up the stairs, down the stairs. He's always turning the corner as you turn the corner. No matter how long the corridor between you is, he's always
One quarter ahead of me.
like he's always leaving your line of sight as you enter as your line of sight.
Should we go to the underground?
Huh?
She's not heading to the underground, is she?
I'm just gonna assume that like she's just seeing that like Imshi Escher
like
you know
as
you're like going like sideways on the stairs and you know.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's a good idea. Like at some point, one of the corridors starts to like tilt to the side, but as you walk it, the gravity shifts with the steps that you take. The structure ceases to be made out of vines and becomes old stone. Hastu is trading behind a wet green trail of mucus. You go up another flight of stairs, 2 flights of stairs, multiple corridors. I need you to make an intelligence saving throw for me.
I have advantage on intelligence saving throw because of my gnomic cunning.
Okay.
So does that like
As a cancel.
balance out my disadvantage?
It does. It does.
I rolled a 4.
Oh. Oh.
Because of how weird the building is becoming, and because you're tripping balls, and because you already rolled a 1 on your insight, you don't notice it when you take more flights of stairs down than you've gone up. You end up in the underground levels. As
Right
this
against the rules.
Yes. As this happens, a slab of stone closes behind you, leaving you in the complete darkness. Thanks to your gnomish vision, you're able to see still, but only in shades of grey. We'll get back to you in a second.
Oh boy.
Damien, what are you doing that day?
I was planning to go around and make sure everybody was okay, and if they were acting out or anything, sending him to props, like he said.
Okay. Listen,
So,
we can say if you succeed on a perception check, I'm gonna say difficulty 10, you could provide the help action to Rot. Catch Rot on time before they make it into the underground.
yes.
So you need to you need to succeed on a perception check, and then Rot needs to
I've got my fingers crossed.
So difficulty 10.
Save me.
Please let it be at least a 10.
What did you roll?
Goodbye, Matt.
Goodbye.
Your falcon is helping you keep a lookout.
So I go roll again?
You could be having the help action from your falcon.
Yes. Let's do that. Oh, gosh.
Oh.
14.
Oh,
Oh, yes.
thought it
Okay.
was gonna be another.
In this case, your falcon does notice that Rot is going into it's going into the enchantment building, and that the enchantment building is acting strange. More of it manifests as if there are dozens creatures in there instead of just Rot and Hastu. You hurry up in there. You follow the trail of slime left behind by Hastu, and
Wait, this is the actual hospital?
yes, this is the actual
Ooh.
Hastu who's just walking around, and you reach Rot just as Rot is about to
Climb down.
climb down the stairs. You're able to call out to Rot just in time.
And I
Rot.
yank.
You get to roll your intelligence saving throw one more time.
Can I just like reach out and try to yank?
You're
Or it's so far away.
you're close enough to call out to
Oh,
Rot.
but it's still far away not to. Hey, he's a mage hand.
9.
Plus,
Kinda
Plus.
what's your intelligence
intelligence?
saving throw?
11.
Okay. You are able to stop yourself.
Whew.
Right.
So I can hear him calling?
Yeah. As he calls, the slab of stone closes in front of you instead of behind you, and the whole building sort of like slivers and fades away around you.
Ooh. I was close. I was extremely close.
Thank you so much, man. I just
Like you realize in the moment that the building fades away that you were about to enter
The
the
underground.
underground.
Whoa. How did
What
we
happened?
get here?
You were just walking.
I thought I was with Hastu.
It was if it wasn't for the help from my hawk, you would have walked right into the underground.
Oh. I probably shouldn't follow the slippery.
You
things.
should probably go back to camp.
That's what happens when you roll insight on Eldritch Horror.
Oh, so she was too focused on.
Trying to understand an Eldritch Horror.
While tripping balls.
Beautiful scene. I love it.
All she saw was the yellow tendrils.
Yeah.
I was, following has to.
I'm just like, wow.
I would like to. Is there more going on?
I'm just imagining that as like I'm directing the scenes that like instead of the vines doing what they normally do, just being the walls and stuff.
Oh yeah.
That they're like actually assembling into like the
stage.
set and
Yeah.
the stage and all of that.
Yeah, for sure.
I can go back to the camp.
All right. Yes, you can go back to the Feywild music, and in fact, we're gonna take a small break after this.
Yeah, it's about.
Oh
Last
my
time
God.
I almost
Yeah.
died again.
it was
All right. So, not a lot of prep for the play gets done that day. Damien, I would like for you to make a perception check for me, please.
fun.
And then if you could reactivate the music.
Oh.
Make the roll first, please.
6, 7.
Okay. You don't notice anything. The sound is coming from your.
He's gotta cast it. You can do real magic? I had no idea. You are a soundcaster.
Bored.
So, the rest of the day passes without. Well, let's just say it's a trip.
A little trip.
Question.
No class, like the class doesn't get taught that day. Go ahead.
Am I okay or am I on a bad trip?
I think that realizing what almost happened to you and just the influence of being in this dark, weird space is gonna be like, is gonna ruin the rest of your day.
Okay. Having a bad day. Got it.
Now remember, you still have all of your.
I mean, what's hilarious is this is the opposite of my own tripping experiences.
Yeah.
But they've also only been on like hospital drugs, so.
Oh, you're not talking about what Xaris is going through. Okay, got it.
Yeah, no, because Zara's is the opposite of mine.
Oh, yes.
Mine have all been bad. It's like, yeah, I had to go back to the hospital after going to the hospital because the drugs they gave me at the hospital.
Yeah. Let's focus back to the game. Okay. So the classes don't happen. Nobody really collects anything that day.
What can we collect?
Only a small amount of things is very little progress is made for preparing the play, but nobody died. All right. The night falls. The satyrs start their usual nighttime orgy. You just hear the word "weird" being yelled more often than usual while it's happening.
I'm getting.
The rain finally stops, and you're able to start sobering up as has to leaves from the underground and floats away towards the moon. Would you like to roll a d20 to see the effects of the next?
Sure.
Alright, this is now day 5. You can take off one more ration off of your list of rations.
Okay, so did we already roll a 16 before?
No,
Oh,
it's been a 12 and an 11 so far.
You did roll a 16 before. This time you're gonna be able to tell me what is the first emotion that your characters express as they wake up.
I mean, I'm very satisfied with myself after yesterday, having done a marvelous job with the play that probably went nowhere.
You wake up feeling satisfied, and you are going to be just content with everything for the rest of that day.
I want to wake up feeling.
It's more the first emotion that you express is the wording that I used.
Express.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that I had a lot of really strange dreams because of the drugs, and so I'm feeling inspired and creative.
Okay. Alright, and what about you?
How should I feel today? You want? Why not giddy? Sure.
Are you sure you're not like just done with it because of yesterday?
Alright.
You know what? Well, what would that feeling be? Like I'm just done with everything. Like no more. Sure. I'll just go get like happy, giddy kind of thing. Kind of like. Because
We're all in
it
a
was
good
fun.
mood today.
Because it was just funny what saying everybody, whatever, what happened to everybody last night.
Satisfied, creative, and giddy. Alright. I think I'm gonna. All of those would contribute to giving you advantage on any rolls you make towards moving the play forward that day. I'm going to need a perception check from everyone.
Fun.
Oh lord.
We've been failing these so bad. I'm just like, oh god.
8.
We just need one of us to pass.
17.
17. Hell yes.
Oh, thank god.
You notice there are now 5 students that are paying dark bags around their eyes, who wake up and whose only emotion for that day is going to be anxiety.
Just like Phoenix.
Yeah. You're gonna see Felix, Morgana, Garrett, and another 2 unnamed. And Zamachi we'd already said, and another unnamed student.
Felix, Morgana, Zamachi, and who?
And Garrett.
And another student.
And an unnamed student.
Yeah.
One unknown student. Okay.
I wonder what's happening.
Me too.
That's five students in total now.
And
Well, we know Hostu likes nightmares. That's probably what's happening.
you think that he's giving the students nightmares?
Wait, are these students warlocks?
I don't think they're warlocks. Remember, Hostu, like dreams or good dreams are bad for Hostu.
You can all make an Arcana check on this one.
Yes, it's like good dreams are bad for Hostu. Nightmares.
7, 8.
I rolled a 19 plus my Arcana would be 21.
Okay.
I rolled I got 12 with mine.
Antonio and the satyrs have not mentioned any of those and not displayed any of those symptoms. It's weird, but it doesn't seem to be something caused by Haster.
So it's something that Hoster causes.
Something that seems to be specific to your camp, particularly to your students.
Are these students in close proximity to each other?
They all, they're spread out pretty evenly amongst the tents.
So it's not something that is in the area. What else have they eaten? Besides everything that we gathered, or
Are these the
rations.
students? Yeah, are these the students who lost rations?
Yep.
Okay. Then I would say we should try to talk to as many of them as possible. I'm definitely going to talk to Felix.
could you try maybe something magical that's affecting them?
Yeah. Well, like, you know,
You're gonna be investigating them. That's your downtime activity.
I'll help them.
Let's start with this one. On your way to talking to Felix, you see Felix like sort of like jittery, pale, looking around. Hasn't gotten any much better in the past few days. Around one of the campfires, as you're heading there, Garrett, the very tall student with black hair, steps in front of you and says, "Hey, are you a human?"
I look at him with incredulity.
Listen, some people like to have magical disguises on themselves, okay? It's a realistic question. Are you a human or not?
You can lie to him. Instead of using the disguise.
Garrett, why are you so hung up on that?
Just answer the fucking question, okay, dude?
You do realize you're half giant, right?
I mean, I was raised by a human, if that counts for anything.
I guess you have a better, like, a better education than most then. That means you're not a human?
Do you want to get in trouble with security?
Oh, what you gonna do? I'm gonna take that as a no. And like, you see that he spits at your feet and moves away. As he does so, you like, you can roll insight for me.
I am not rolling well. Let's see. Yeah, I got 9. I am not rolling well right now.
He is also pale, with red eyes, bags under his eyes. So it's a weird, like, but yeah, you with a 9. That's all that you get. You go over to where Felix is, and you see that he is like sitting there with Zamachi. They're sharing one of the last cups of coffee that is available. They were on the last watch shift, so they've been awake for 2 hours already. Hello, Mr. Xares.
Hey, I noticed, we noticed more of the students are not looking well.
So they sort of like give each other a look.
Is there anything that like happened last night or
Well,
strange dreams?
Yeah.
Anything that would?
yeah, I think everyone's probably got a little bit of a. Can you get a hangover from acid that falls from the sky? How are you feeling?
I mean, I'm feeling great after yesterday. But I've noticed, but we.
Zamachi leans over to Felix and says, "That's because he's a black dragonborn. He's got acid resistance." Ba-boom! And you see that with her wings, she folds her feather in a way that she's
Wait,
like doing the.
Is he talking to
the thing.
students or to these
No, I'm
satyrs?
Zamachi's a student, and she uses her wings to do finger guns after she makes that joke.
No. I would be copper.
Black as acid.
Yes, but black it.
Oh,
there
you're-
are two options for
Yes.
acid.
Yes, there are two options for acid. Okay, so you're
Two options for acid and 3 options for fire.
Yeah, you're a chromatic dragon.
Yes.
Sorry, metallic dragon.
Yes.
Okay, cool. There's jokes.
Yeah. That's why I was like, wait, what? Are you guys still on acid?
There is a joke to be made about you being a security guard that are sometimes called rent-a-cops and being a copper dragonborn.
You will never catch me alive, copper.
Okay, so sorry, I had assumed your character was black.
I thought he. I thought,
Oh my god!
I thought he was
Oh
also
my
black
god! Oh my
But
god!
I thought at first you said he was a black dragon.
Mm.
I think I might have mentioned that, and he never stated it. But yeah.
Yeah, no. I went for copper because there's like a lot of art of them with like the catfish whiskers.
Hey.
Okay.
That's what I was going for.
Okay. So, yeah, like, do you want to roll insight, please?
Yes, I will roll insight. Yeah, because this is like there seems to be more students each time. So let's see. I got an 11.
Hey.
Hopefully that's.
They are, they've deflected back to you, like they've been very dodgy to all of the questions you've asked, and they shared a look at the start. There's something that is being hidden from you.
Yeah, it's like. It's like. This is like. You guys do know we're supposed to like make sure all of you make it out of here safe, right?
And alive.
You wouldn't be. You wouldn't be trying anything creative on your own, would you?
Nothing that's not. You see that like Zamachi like gives a glare at Felix, and Felix says nothing that's not advised by a teacher.
I also give them a look of incredulity.
What is Prost been telling them to do?
I'm like, Okay, what would be the best role for whether or not it's good judgment to, like, head over to Prost's tent and being like, what have you advised these students to do?
Well,
Because
you can make an insight roll to sort of like try to predict what Prost's reaction to that would be.
I got a 10, so it's 50-50 at best.
He's you're very unsure whether or not that would be a good idea. Okay. Rot, what would you like to do that day? Remember, everybody has advantage because of the emotions you're displaying. Has advantage on rolls to set up the play.
Oh, yeah, I want to do that. Is that the only thing I get to do?
That would be your downtime activity for that day.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Um, you can look over the notes I left from last time and see if they're legible.
Oh yeah, and just I let them know that I promised Light speaking Rowan on the play, just so they can incorporate their into it.
So the other satyrs have are like once you start like the preparations, they go over to the students that are posted as guards and say, "Oh yeah, we're with them. We're part of the play. We're gonna help rehearse." And the student sort of turns to you a little bit confused.
I said I
We
didn't let you know.
we said that we would find a role for one satyr, Light, and that he could come to this. Did we tell him that he could come to this rehearsal?
We said
I mean,
we'll
I
find
need
him apart.
to like Light squares up his chin, walks forward, and says, "Hey, you said I need to be able to rehearse to be in the play. So yeah, of course I'm here."
Well, we haven't finished writing the play yet, so we'll let you know.
I'll help you. And you see that like as you turn as the like guard turns back around, all of the other satyrs have cast minor illusions so that they're all so that just their faces look like light with a shit-eating grin on it, and the student and the student turns around and Light now looks like Waters and is like, "I'm already here."
So are they breaking the promise? Are they breaking the contract? They're going against the agreement we had?
Well, they're just trying to get in on the play action.
So I'll just say
we could be such good creative help. We're so funny.
the agreement was for Light to play a role in the play, and if they would like that role to be to assist writing, then they are welcome to come today. If not, we will come and let Light know when we're holding auditions for roles.
Ooh. They're gonna leave you.
So Light's not gonna help me write it?
No. You can get help from another student. Would you like, if you want, your role to advance the plan can be rolling persuasion or intimidation to keep the satyrs from interfering with it. That is also progress.
Okay.
Or you can use another skill if.
You think those jokes followed us here?
No.
Okay.
But I'm gonna roll nature today, and I want to roll nature so that I can start thinking about the sets.
Oh yeah, because you're gonna need to use like the material that's around here too.
Yeah, so I can start thinking about the sets.
Sounds good. You have advantage.
I'm standing back up. 12. 8. But I have 4 for nature, so that 12 will be a 16.
Hell yes. So that's a third success.
Yay!
Hell yes. Yeah, you spend a lot of the day like preparing set costumes and things like this. It's still a long way from being done, but it is definitely part. Damien.
You know what? I'll speak with Tony if he knows anything might be causing the students to be pale and all that.
Okay. Antonio can try to brainstorm it with you. I would ask that you roll.
What are you eating? Really?
If it's on the ground, he's probably gonna pick it back up. I would ask that you roll religion.
Religion?
But Antonio is going to give you advantage to figure out what it is that is
We
happening.
all have advantage today on all our
For play
For
related.
play-related things.
Oh, for play.
Alrighty then. 12.
Okay. You can
Roll one more
you
time.
have advantage, so you can roll it.
It's a 12.
Okay.
Plus
religion?
my religion is 14.
Huh?
With
14? Paleness that is noticeable when they wake up.
Yes.
Bags under their eyes. Bloodshot eyes.
Yes.
Have you noticed any bite marks on their necks?
I have not checked. What could it be?
Oh no.
It-
This is a vampire.
It is possible that you brought a vampire with you.
Who can be a vampire? Frost. Darkness. When we first came in here, he was in the dark.
He was able to see.
Then I saw his. Well, I was the one that noticed his face, right?
Yeah. His skin fell away and there was something white underneath it that immediately started to sizzle. You think back on it, and it was in contact with the light that the skin beneath sizzled. There's something covering his undead flesh that is protecting him from the sunlight.
Frost is a vampire.
And that's where we're gonna end it for today.
Oh God! You know, when you first mentioned it, I was like, oh, vampire. But I was like, it can't be.
Yeah.
But now, oh God. Oh, that's gonna be mystery solved after we figured out how to solve it completely.
I mean, Frost is a vampire. That definitely should be something we've solved. We weren't looking to solve it, but we kind of stumbled into it.
Because when you first mentioned it was like pale skin, I was like, oh, vampire.
There's more to Frost that needs to be discovered before I will count it as a solved mystery.
Who, did you talk to that told you that Frost was a vampire?
Huh?
Who did you talk to?
Antonio.
Oh.
He basically gave me all the possible hints because of the bite marks.
I was like, wait, religion? Oh no, this is not gonna be good.
When he said religion, I didn't think about it. I was like, wait.
Okay, if something bad is going on and someone asks you to make a religion roll in D&D, it is never good. It's like, make a religion. I was like,
Wait, can Flask make holy water by any chance?
Nope.
wait,
No.
do we have Strixhaven students with us?
You did not bring Strixhaven students.
Is there a cleric among any of
No,
our
that would be.
students?
That's why I was
There's
asking
Strixhaven.
if there are Strixhaven students. Because the thing is I can make fresh water, and I could have a Strixhaven student bless
Bless
the
it.
fresh water and make it holy water.
Yeah.
It's like,
Wait, is there something? I'm thinking.
wait,
How can we?
wait. What are the restrictions on holy water? How does that
So
work?
holy water doesn't work on vampires in D&D 5th edition.
Oh, it doesn't.
Okay.
It's running water.
Running water?
Okay.
Oh, hey, I can make it
Or like
right.
crossing a bridge with running water underneath?
I think so.
Okay. So that's very much like more
Oh.
older folklore and also Eastern
You're
vampires.
immediately like, we gotta fight him.
No.
No.
I'm thinking of ways to kind of like make sure that he doesn't run or attack us, just to kind of like safeguard everybody, students. If you're gonna tie him up, we want to find ways to weaken him so he doesn't.
Do you want to turn off the music?
Oh yes.
Yeah. Well, no, it's just okay. I wasn't immediately thinking fight him, but I'm like, okay, we have a vampire. This could go south really fast.
Wait, does the school know he's a vampire? That's the question.
Yeah,
Ye-
that's oh god. Yeah,
does Chris know he's a vampire?
Chris probably. Chris is a white dragon. If he knew, he wouldn't care anyway. Crisp is like an ancient white dragon. Like, you know. It's like we have an ancient white dragon and a beholder. A vampire's just kind of like, okay. No, I'm more concerned because Prost is kind of shitty, and so it's like, even if he's not hostile,
but he's
confronting him with the information
feeding,
could go south really fast.
He's feeding on students. He's basically feeding on students. He can't have that, regardless of the fact.
I agree.
Yeah, but here's the thing is...
If he needed blood...
See, the other thing I'm thinking of is, why is he feeding on students? Because the thing is if he was going to feed off of them anyway, this would have been a really bad plan because he would have gotten caught. Which means that something has changed and he now needs to feed.
I think one of my stars is that you're already piecing some of the mystery together just from knowing he's a vampire.
Yeah, yeah, because it's the sort of thing of like, okay, so we can assume he's clever enough that he wouldn't have put himself in such a stupid...
He wouldn't put himself in that situation unless something came up that forced him.
Mm-hmm.
What? Which one? You gotta go pee?
Yeah.
Is that it?
So Damien,
yeah,
my star for you is gonna be that last scene that we did, where I didn't give you the answer. I was just asking you some questions about about hints that you'd been giving Antonio, and you pieced it together by yourself. And I think it was a very good reveal because you were like you pieced it together and then you
it's
reacted.
Like, yeah, because I was like, wait, that white face, the sizzling, because it wasn't, the rain wasn't acidic, so the rain couldn't cause a sizzling. And he just like slapped his face and then just like, wait.
Yeah, he slapped his face, and then the human skin went back to...
I think his skin is similar to the living gloves. It's like a symbiotic attunement, parasitic thing.
Fuck. Haley and Carrie, my star for you both is gonna be when we were brainstorming for the play. Like, the fact, like, I want to see this play now. I wish there was a way that we could just manifest the play that your characters are setting up, because it sounds so cool.
Oh.
Like, we were all pitching in pretty creative ideas about, I love the love triangle. I love the
I mean, like, I am a fan of terrible writing advice on YouTube, so.
Just that whole sequence of figuring, like, of creating something where we were building together on top of Haley's idea from last session. And yeah, like, all of your reactions to the different things I've been throwing at you this episode. Yeah. And for my wish, I don't think I've got a wish maybe if you have, if all of you have time during the week to sort of like if you find images that are like, oh, that could be a costume in the play that we're setting up, or like, oh, that could be a music that we're using minor illusion to create during that like to sort of like put us all in the mindset for when we are going to play that scene. I think that would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Who wants to go first with the star and wish?
I think I'll go first. Okay, for a star, this was like about as like wild and zany as I could have hoped for a Feywild encounter.
Yeah.
And for a wish, I would say that I think like I'm really enjoying the more like, you know, kind of role play angle that this session was.
Yeah.
You know, the encounters have been great, but like, you know, and it doesn't have to be like a string or like every session, but like more like sessions where it's like, you know, do some skill checks and, you know, interact with the
Saving
characters
throws.
and an environment and stuff like that sort of thing.
I had the battle map ready in case somebody rolled a 1, and I was
We did roll a 1.
No, for the random
for the
effect.
random effects of that day.
Oh, okay.
This is what this fight is what happens if you roll a natural 1.
Oh, oh god.
I'm just saying, does something good happen if you roll a 20? That you
Yes.
can- yes?
Well,
Yes or no?
it's good.
Is it good for
Who is
Okay.
it good for?
Okay, is it-
Who is it good?
No spoilers. But
Do the satyrs get round 2?
Do the satyrs finally get a laugh on 100 days from him? To get away scot-free?
and there was also a chance that you would start a fight with Hastur or the people outside, or Prost, or Garrett.
I mean, I'm
or-
trying to
Yeah.
a little fight.
There could have been a fight, but I wasn't going into this thinking there's definitely going to be a fight this session.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just
I'm
and it's like Garrett, you really don't realize, do you?
I kind of want to look at him and say like, you do realize they're half giant, right?
All right. Thank you. As the wish, correct me if I'm wrong, but I wrote being okay with there being no fight in a session like today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Totally okay with that too, by the way.
It's on. We don't necessarily need to fight every session.
They're fun, but I like the mystery too. My star is I really liked how when I was rolling for insight into Hasu, you like took that into consideration with how you planned the like nat 1 that I rolled, that like the bad thing that happened had to do with that. I thought that was really cool. And then my wish, so it's totally okay if this is a big no, but I was thinking since we're meeting a little later in the day next week, maybe we could have a couple drinks while we play.
I might smoke something, but until I finish getting until I get my results back for my liver damage test,
Ooh.
I'm not drinking any alcohol.
Sounds like
That
a
is
good idea.
that is understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
For sure.
I would not be. I think it would be very appropriate while we're playing the Feywild for everyone to be intoxicated.
Okay, I was gonna say I'm also cool. Like if we want to smoke instead of drink, that's totally fine with me as well. Like I would also smoke.
We probably wouldn't be able to stream that.
All right.
Yeah. No.
Oh, I already have.
Oh.
I already. I straight up have one of the first videos on the channel is like D&D, but everyone is high. There's no problem with that. It might get demonetized if I was getting monetized anyways. Which
So
I am
just
not.
that video would have been demonetized, or the whole channel would be demonetized? I never
Depends
understand.
on which mood YouTube is in, is what it sounds like.
Yeah, depends on the day of the week.
Kitty, little puppy. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're a
Yeah,
kitty.
I'm gonna tell it. I'm gonna say it now because I don't think it is going to be figured out. But the names of the satyrs all have to do with the word high.
Oh.
High tide, high waters,
High noon.
high light, high noon,
High as a kite
high as a
kite.
and high horse.
Get off your high horse.
Yeah.
Is he the cocky one?
High horse is the one who has the costume to pretend to be Hastur. Has to.
Oh.
Gotcha.
So he's pretending he's someone high up in me.
Okay. That's funny. You were high when you wrote those names, weren't you?
Damien, what's your?
I'll take that as a yes. My worst way to answer that question.
Oh my gosh. I don't want it. Listen, I'm recording this and I'm going to be putting it on video. And I also stated that sometimes I write some of that stuff at work. I don't remember if I stated that I wrote that thing at work. So I'm not going to. Your wish is not going to be granted today. What
I mean,
is
you could have
your?
wrote their names at home.
I remember it being at home. Yes. What is your start, Damien?
I think just how everything was kind of like played out, like the reveals and everything.
Mm-hmm. The flow of the session?
The flow, yes, the flow of the session.
Cool.
And actually it felt kind of like it was like going day by day.
Yeah.
And the random rolls. I'm sorry, y'all lost half of your teeth.
Yeah, you were lucky this time.
Oh, lucky. Right, Chico? You got lucky? Wait, could we refuse to receive any gifts from them?
You refused because you were awake. You had the choice because you were awake.
Oh.
Okay, so if you're asleep, you have no choice.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I was asking. Like, since they appear in your dream, I was wondering that you think it's like, no, I'm good, thank you. No wishes granted for me. No dreams granted for me. So that means if I'm asleep next session and they roll a 12, they're gonna take my teeth.
Yeah.
It
It was like in the back of my mind. I was like, it is so good that the people who are asleep can decide the arrangement of their teeth, because Frost would be livid at losing his his vampire fangs.
Yeah.
Wait, so that means if you're awake, you have no choice?
Huh?
If you're awake, you have no choice? Which
No.
teeth to lose?
Oh no, you would still. It's just that like, it's just that if he hadn't had the choice while being asleep,
Oh, they would have gotten his fangs.
he might have lost his fangs, and then he would have been furious.
But wait, he was still livid the next day.
Yeah, but that's because he's a pretty angry guy.
I don't see why.
Yeah.
He hasn't had any blood.
Well, military folks.
Wait, how many days have we been there?
5.
So 5?
Yeah,
Let me see
and 5 students are pale.
5 students have been pelled.
Do
His
you have-
first student was Felix. Because I think that he was the first one.
Do you have a wish for next for the
Uh,
future sessions?
wish for future session. I don't know. I mean, I guess I was learning. I was thinking if we can have a chance to learn more about Hastu
Okay.
and the reason he actually, yeah, more about like his history or something, like how long he's been at the mirror version of the Candlekeep.
You got it.
I can't remember if I can use my, because he said it's not an exact copy, but that doesn't mean that.
It is 440.
All right.
Alright, and that's the end for today's episode.
See you later.
The
Yes,
Are you happy,
yes.
Mister?